live. Hello, welcome. It's a write-in tonight, so we're going to do some word sprints. It is the 22nd of June. Got one more Sunday left in June after this.
Wild.
So what's everyone working on tonight?
I'm going to try working on chapter 28, but I also have blood over.
Ooh,
Right do that.
Job of that.
That book was very good.
It was so good.
I'm going to be doing the same thing I do every write-in, Pinky.
Planning for the week.
I am working on a revision that I have some pretty aggressive goals around trying to have done pretty soon. So I have been working on it a lot this week. I feel like I keep doing this where it's like I spend a lot of time working on it on the weekend, and by the time we get to the writing, I'm like a little burnt out on it. But I have a couple chapters that are like in a kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Slow.
Slapdash? Oh,
no, like they're the soggy middle. This is really promising.
Words are hard.
We're gonna do words tonight. So I'm gonna kind of maybe at least think about what to do with those chapters, how to make them a little more engaging, plot relevant, etc.
As soon as you said you had aggressive goals, I'm like, oh, I don't know. It sounds like a lot.
It is.
During the summer?
I have like a pretty big vacation planned at the end of July, and it would be really, really nice to be done before that. And it is doable, but it is like, gotta be on it. Yeah.
I believe in you.
Thank
you.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I haven't been feeling very inspired to write because work has been busy and life has been busy. So I think I'm gonna just kind of mess around in my ideas note and see if there's anything I can just like wing for a little bit. Like, I don't know. I'm feeling a little tied down by ideas I've had 5 years ago. So like I kind of want to try out something new and just see if I can have some fun with it. Just for a little bit to not go into a full slump. So I think I'm going to try doing that because my brain is like, you should log into your work computer and get some work done. And that cannot be the answer.
Gross.
That cannot be the right answer. So I think I'm just going to see where the night takes me.
I'll take Kyra's aggressive goals over whatever that nonsense was. Do not log into the work thing.
Yeah. So let's do a warm up. We'll do a 10-minute warm up. Check in at about the 20. Yeah. I'm guessing we're close. Yeah. Check in at about the 20. And that's time. How'd that go for everyone?
I wrote 75 words.
Yay!
Nice. Got a little sidetracked. I wanted to finish placing a book outlet order, and like I was in one browser, and like I can't see any like menu for different genres or anything that's normally there. And then I opened it on a different browser, and it was initially there, but once I logged in, it's gone, and even logging out doesn't bring it back.
No genre.
There's no way to like navigate the website. I can search for anything I want, but yeah. Which is probably for the
Must be
best.
a
I'm just
glitch.
like poking around looking to spend more money. But
Yeah. Let us know in the chat what you're working on. Looks like we've maybe got a new face here. Welcome. This is a write-in. So we are all creatives. Some of us are writing tonight. Some of us are just using these for like productivity sprints. We do set amounts of time where we write or read or get done what we need to get done. And then we check in at the end of the sprint, see how things are going, chat a little bit. And we've got 2 more sprints planned for tonight. We'll do a bigger one and then a shorter cool down one. We do these every other week. So, well, actually, that was a good time. I booked us for all write-ins in July as like a beat the summer slump
Okay.
sort of event. So yeah, next week we're going to do our quarterly wrap up and talk about goals. And then all of July will be write-ins just to see if we can be productive together.
Man,
Yeah,
you're
let us
really
know.
looking out for me and my aggressive
I got
revision
you.
goals. Yeah. You didn't even know I was going to do that to
I
myself.
didn't know you were doing
In
that.
a
but
deeper sense, maybe you did know that I was bound to do something like
deep
that.
down, I was like, Kyra's going to need this.
Yeah, I really do.
Yeah. So I don't think it'll be super structured like our like back to school one was, but we'll have some themed thumbnails and stuff. Yeah. Hello, everyone who's here. Oh, Mr. Roro said, I saw How to Train Your Dragon in theater, the one that's in theaters now. It was very cute.
me too.
Yeah. Was it different from the original, or was it pretty much the same?
Pretty much the same. It felt extended. Like it felt longer to me. There's no way the original movie was over 2 hours. That seems crazy, right?
No, that can't be.
Yeah. So I was losing interest a bit at the halfway mark, but like the second half was fabulous. Yeah, they did a really good job with it. I don't know how necessary it was. Like, it didn't add anything, but
Right on. We've also got Missy Kate here. Hi. Nicole said, I read a book yesterday and had a lot of ideas for where I would have taken the characters and plot. So I think my brainstorming muscle wants to be flexed tonight. That's what I was feeling in this. I found an idea at the top of my ideas thing that it's basically like while you were sleeping, if it meant like ready or not. So like,
so
Peter's
in
actually
video games,
dead, and she's like fake dating a dead man. So I did brainstorming on that. That it seems unhinged and fun.
Yeah.
And I want to make the condo like wrong, kind of like the house in House of Leaves is wrong.
Okay. Exciting.
So I think that's going to be fun.
Nice.
We've also got Andrew here. Oh my God, hi, another new face. How did you all find us? Hi, Susan. Susan said, hi, everybody. This is my first live virtual write-in. I'm writing a YA horror retelling of Alice in Wonderland titled Wonderland. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. We're so glad you found us. We do these write-ins every other week. So
except in July
which we're doing every week for the summer. We had a question from Andrew. Said, I have multiple stories where I have a plot, characters, or a world. I have 2 of 3, but not all 3. Someone help me.
See,
Ooh.
Nicole very nicely, what's Nicole, right? Can any of them be combined? My answer is going to
That
be
was
more
my-
force yourself to combine them. Like, okay, put in what you have. I'm not going to make you write the book or anything, but if you had to like shove it together, just see which things end up sticking and be like, okay, these are the parts I really like versus which ones you end up like bending to make something else work. I think can show you which ones you're.
Yeah,
Feeling
of the
strong.
elements, which do you like the most? Because like if you super
If you
like the
had
world
to
of
shove them
one,
together,
yeah, how could you make the plot work in that world?
I do also think always a proponent of like shove weird ideas together. You get some cool stuff that way. But if you have 2 of the 3, like you can kind of utilize what you already have to brainstorm your missing components. So like if you know who the characters are, like what sort of world would be challenging, or like where would they be situated in the world? Would they be someone with power in the world, or someone kind of at like the bottom of the power structure in your world? So like that's something you can do if you have characters but not world. If you have characters in a world but not a plot, okay, like what is it about the world that would potentially create challenges for these characters? So just like thinking like through what the connections, I think a really good test there is like, what is the thing that is going to like create tension with the elements I have that I can use to brainstorm in the third element?
How can things go wrong?
Yes.
It makes me think
How
that-
can this element cause more problems?
Yeah,
I can work
exactly. It makes me think of too. Victoria Schwab has a really old like lecture that she gave a while ago about like finding doors, and I like to rewatch that every now and then because I do find it very like inspiring. My personal opinion is that if you have plot and character for one and not the others, you should lean towards that one and figure out what the world is. But your mileage might vary. You may have a really cool world. That's just never happened to me. So.
Well, and I feel like if you have a really cool world, probably it's cool because it has something that's going to like lend itself to creating plot problems.
Yeah. I've had one cool world idea. Actually, I take it back. I've had one in how many years has it been?
Have I ever had a cool?
Yes.
which one for you, Megan? Jumped out at you for you.
The body one, where the bodies did the
Body
magic.
magic. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is fun.
That's the one that immediately came to mind for me as well.
Yeah. That's the only one. I'll go back to it someday because it's the one. All right, well, let's do another sprint. We'll do our 20-minute. This is our big sprint in the middle of the chat. We always do 3. I'll warm up a big one and a cool down. So we will check back in at about 48. Good luck, everyone. And time. I picked names for people.
Hey,
How'd that go for you all?
I switched over to reading.
Nice. I also switched over to some reading.
Nice. Is that
Yeah,
a
about how
prep
far
book, or-
are you?
Oh, sorry. I am on page 87. So she's got Tommy as her assistant, and she's teaching him about how she does her magic, her work.
I
Okay.
feel like this would that's a book that would be like a pretty decent movie. Like I feel like that could be
Yeah.
captured really well. I say without remembering what the magic system is or anything, but just like how the like it's a nice
It would
contained
look
story that
cool.
doesn't try to do too much.
Yeah, they have kind of like these magical typewriters. That's kind of what is on the
Yeah.
cover.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to see.
Oh right, it's magic coding is what that one is.
Yeah, and they have this other realm where they draw energy and math from in order to do magic in their world, and they have to come up with these essentially equations that they call spells to bring it over and make things happen in their world. So, yeah.
It's just got such a like distinct tone that I think it
It
was just like
does. Yeah.
The author's actually from Wisconsin.
Really?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Megan, the book you held up, it was something physics?
Oh yeah, Story Physics by Larry Brooks, the guy who did Story Engineering, which I really like. I don't think it's going to be that different from Story Engineering. I've like skimmed it before.
Sure.
But sometimes I like to read the same thing in a different way
Yeah,
to just get things moving.
nice.
when I got a document open, which is more than the past couple of days.
Nice.
Victory. Very nice.
Yeah. And you're a winner.
Yeah. Well, hi. I don't know. YouTube must have stuck us somewhere today. It's probably been, what, 5 years since we've had new faces here. So it's good to see you all. Welcome. We're going to do one more cool down sprint. It'll be a 10-minute cool down. And we'll be back next week to do a quarterly goals wrap up and kind of set our goals for the upcoming quarter 3 somehow. And then in the month of July, we're doing write-ins every week as like a beat the summer slump thing. Andrew said, I may have something for these. Can I tell a story with a villain but no protagonist? Do it.
I think so.
We're here to enable.
Yeah.
Ugh, Nicole said, I want to read Blood Over Brighthaven, but that book has a 14-week hold at my library, and I'm number 21.
Okay, when libraries make holds, is it like when map apps give you like how long it's going to take? Like, 'cause I feel like they've gotten pretty good at like, it's not how long it should take, it's how long people actually, like, it goes faster.
It's not an exact science.
No.
Yeah. So like,
I
I
think
feel
it's kind
like
of-
those go faster. Like
I
on
think
the
that-
library ones.
Yeah, the library ones, I feel like they're trying to do some math of like, okay, we have this.
If everyone
many
takes
people.
the max time.
Everyone takes the max time, but also like people like you can skip. So like if a book hold comes in and you're not ready for it, you can say, "Hey, give this to the."
Yeah,
next
that's what I'm
person."
trying to count.
And like
Yeah.
it's like stuff like that. That like sometimes
Do
I will
they
end up
put
with
that in
something
the
like
math?
weeks before they.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think the math is that sophisticated. I think the math is.
So that's good. It lets you like false sense of like this could be here any day now.
Yeah, I will say, like, Libby gives me that feature where they're like, oh, it's going to be approximately, like, several months, or whatever. But with my library's system for, like, physical books and other media that you can get physically, it'll say you're, like, number whatever out of whatever. It won't give you a time estimate. But then randomly your library could be like, oh, we'll buy another copy because it's so popular and we'll place a local hold on it. So that means you're more likely to be able to get it sooner than having to wait your actual place in line. So I would say, from a physical library perspective, it would be really hard to predict.
Mhm.
Oh no, dice on physical copy? Dang.
Yeah. All right, well, let's do our cooldown sprint. So we'll sprint for 10 more minutes, and then we'll check back in one last time. and time. How'd that last sprint go for you all? It was a cool down.
It was cooled down.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was about the same. I made like one more
But-
bullet point.
But Andrew and Nicole both agree this is a nice place to be, so I think we're fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what this is all about.
Well, I reached
in a joking way and a serious way.
yes, I reached the satisfying point of like there was a prologue, and you don't know how it fits in exactly with the rest of the story until a
Yes.
moment. So I'm at that moment where I'm like, aha, we have connection.
There's that person again.
It's entirely possible Gwyneth won productivity for the night.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
competition, but
Winner of the
I think we're doing a great job at setting the expectations for what to expect from
Yes.
this channel should
Yeah.
you return.
But we really hope you will. Everyone here who's a new face, because there's been a few.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see you again.
The right people find us and stick around.
And yay, Nicole.
Yes, go
Good
Nicole.
sprint.
And
Ooh,
you may or may not have plots for everything. Okay.
look at all y'all.
so
We may not
excited.
get
The
a
chat
ton
was
done.
really, yeah.
We get
Yeah.
excited for you guys.
Yeah.
That's why
That's
we're
what
here.
we're here for. Yeah.
We've been doing this for a really long time, and sometimes it shows in the energy
Yeah.
level.
So yeah, we're some of the word nerds. There are kind of like 8 of us who kind of come in and out. And yeah, we do write-ins every other week. We've been on YouTube for a very long time, like 11 or 12 years, I think. But yeah, now we just do write-ins, and then on the opposite weeks, we talk about books or media. You know, when you've been in the publishing industry for a long time, your interests have to evolve a lot. So now we don't exclusively talk about writing, but we still do mostly talk about books and writing.
Sometimes Megan will get like ambitious for a while and come up with like a new activity
Sometimes
or
I
a
do
slideshow or
a
something.
PowerPoint or something. I love a PowerPoint. I think I have one of those scheduled for much later in the year. But yeah, we hope you'll stick around. We hope we'll see you next week. Next week, we're talking about quarterly goals wrap up. What did we accomplish this quarter? What do we hope to accomplish next quarter? And then all of July, we'll be doing write-ins every Sunday. So we will see you all later. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. This was really fun. Bye.